Hi, all. This is Dr. J, streaming live from Long Island, New York, waiting on Professor Spike to arrive. I do expect him momentarily, but I guess we'll begin without him. Jiggly, what's your anxiety for today? Always good to have Jiggly with us. It's not killing you. Let's not over-exaggerate. You made it out well with Tandem, and you reinvested. They're not killing you. They're not killing you. And I'm not always late. I'm fashionably late by 1 or 2 minutes. Jiggly is not in a good mood. Catherine, I hope you're in a better mood. We got to get Jiggly smiling and give him some reassurance on VCRX. For reassurance on VCRX, Spike, we need Jake. Jake is
exactly.
A lot of faith.
Jake's got all the news.
Or Grandfather Frazier, for that matter. He's the biggest VCRX bull I know. Mark Tim
I'm
President.
hopeful. Does that make me a bull?
You're hopeful is good. Hopeful is good. But Jiggly wants more than hopeful. He wants like a written guarantee.
Well, why? Because we pulled them off at Tandem for the extra $3 he would have gotten?
Yeah. Well, I think Tandem's back down along, anyway. Catherine's in a fine mood in Texas. She's reassuring Jiggly. All right, somebody reassured him. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because I'm not reassuring anybody on anything. Lately, things haven't been going exactly the way I think they should go.
We're out of the guarantee business.
Yeah. You're not coming in too clear on your voice.
What else is new?
I think I need volume. Maybe it's me. Let me turn my volume up.
It's always me. That's my
No,
voice.
I think it's better. I turned the volume up. I think it's better. Oh no!
When it does.
We have an echo.
Wow.
You hear? An echo from Vermont. From Buffalo all the way to Vermont.
It's echoing. That sad refrain across the nation.
First of all, cabinet guy, it's not killing you. It's not killing you. You're down pennies. Let's put it in perspective. Maybe a lot of pennies, but it's not killing you.
And there's still hope here. It's not like some of the other talk about this week that got ringed out or wrung out. How do you say it? WRUD, wrung out.
Well, I think Jiggly should take consolation that the women on the board are all going to give him reassurance. Linda's going to reassure him.
Okay.
Catherine reassured him. All the women like Jiggly. Jiggly, you're popular with the women.
Oh, Jiggly's happy about Codex anyway.
Yeah. I sold almost half my Codex up around co-diagnostics, that is, up around 29 on average.
Mm-hmm. Did you trim or did you sell out?
I sold 40%.
Okay.
Is that a trim?
For you, that's a trim, because you're likely to go back in again.
Yeah, well, I did go back into APT. I sold all my APT at the beginning of the bad earnings call.
Right.
I got the best price I could get for it. Back in the same day in the low 20s, and back in and added more today in the low 18s.
The 18. Yeah, look, I'm taking the ride because I really was hoping for something big after the announcement. Didn't happen, but I was able to trim a little prior to the announcement, just because lately I've been
Yeah, you
learning
have
to
to.
sell
You
to
have to. Look what
sell.
happened to mankind. It ran up today before the earnings to $1.81. I take a look after the earnings, it's $1.60. So it seems to be happening everywhere. Cabinet guy has got the solution.
Oh yeah,
That's the solution to everything.
Spike's best in class. Good question.
Jimmy and I both sold at 29, but I didn't sell all of mine.
See, no, you did okay did okay with that, but there's going to be earnings coming up on that,
I
so
did more than okay.
more
I
upside
did very,
potential.
very, very, very well with CODX. And I think
There's still more upside potential, in my opinion.
I think it's a 30. I think I'll sell the rest in the 30s.
Okay, yeah, me too. Just like APT, I'll sell that in the 40s.
Yeah,
I'll sell it in the
Jiggly,
40s during the 20s.
Jiggly is becoming a lady killer now that he's flush with money.
You're right. All that tandem cash.
I sold
I thought
some of my
I thought
SRNE.
he spent that all on furniture.
Spike, I sold half my SRNE yesterday. I sold the rest today. I'm out.
You're
That
out.
that means, according to Marty, who follows me on Twits, he said that means I should go long. It's first going to run because I sold out.
Right.
And I don't take any offense at all. I take no offense because it does often happen to me. You can
Yeah,
never get
of
the
course.
high. You can never get the high.
If you read stock twits, everybody's the unluckiest person in the world.
Yeah, I mean, so it'll go to 30 tomorrow. What am I going to do?
Even though we know that's not true because I am.
You're still in it? Oh, you're
Which
in
one?
it.
I'm in all of
That's,
this. I haven't left any of it. Actually, I was going to ask you about not Sorrento, the other one, Capricorn. Did you sort of lose?
I
Did you
sold
lose a little
Capricorn.
faith in it?
I did. You know why? Because our young whippersnapper friend got me doubting both Capricorn and SRNE. So I just got rid of both of them. I respect Jake.
Especially after that big move he made on Novavax.
Oh, that was a beautiful movie. Bought it at like 101.
Unbelievable. That one made a nice move for itself. But I think we sort of caught the tail of the line a little bit a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
And
Linda,
then
it's still worse. It still went down 16 pennies from the $1.81 I saw before the close. Mankind.
I'm still on that one too. I'm still in, but I didn't. Again, the earnings didn't look too bad, but they were hedging. They were like, well, our earnings were good considering COVID, so I don't know what
Well,
to do.
I don't. I gave up even listening to the earnings reports on these biotechs. They generally mean nothing. I can
Right.
tell from the price action how it was received.
Yeah, well, this one was not received very well.
No.
No, mankind. I mean, yeah, it's mankind. Mankind is.
Magnificent dancer. What has he got to say? Oh, gee, thanks, MA. I just sold the rest of it. All right, I'll get back in when on a little dip. I'll get back in.
Eventually.
Magnificent dancer is all business today. He forgot to say shalom.
Eventually.
Magnificent dancer. I didn't see your shalom.
That was early.
Oh, he did. He
It
did
was an
do it.
early shalom.
Oh, an early
Right.
shalom.
People are having trouble with my sound, so I'm going to see if I can't make things worse.
Oh, it's back to $1.86. No, It's $1.65. All right, whatever it is, it is. Linda's having trouble hearing you, Spike, apparently. Generally, our ladies want a fully equipped Tesla SUV. I'm sorry, MA, I didn't catch it. Shirley, you've been saying the market is frothy for about 2 years now, so I don't know. Okay, Sean, sent it is. Yeah, BCRX is coming up. And also SCGN, all right. Sent and SCGN. Jiggly. I'm still holding Amazon and AMD I sold. I sold off some of my Amazon as well. I'm getting a lot of requests. Right? Remember these, Spike.
Okay.
SINT, SCGN, AEMD, ADAD.
Yeah,
I'm never going to remember all these.
I'll try. The problem is keeping to a specific order. That's the big issue.
All right, so let's get to work.
All right. Kidney needs a hug. Yeah, we have a lot of new requests, which is good because some of this stuff, when we first hear about it, we sort of pass by it, but then it comes back again to haunt us and nip us in the butt. So it would be nice to get some of this stuff out.
I also had a request for a PRPO from Twitter, so I'll try to do that one.
Okay.
I'm starting with 3M.
You have a whole, yeah. Start with.
3M I have too much of.
Do you really? I don't know if that's possible. It's at one of our blue chips.
It is. But I went 3M crazy at about $1.57 to $1.59. So I'm behind.
Well, you're not going to be happy.
It does pay 4%.
Okay. Sorry.
What are you going to tell me?
Well, that your friend Jim Cramer extolled it this morning. And I usually
Who sold it?
Who extolled it? Your friend Jim Cramer on television. Really loves 3M.
Oh, he loves it.
Yeah, so I know sometimes that's a negative barometer for you. Not for me so much.
I think he watches the show and he gets his ideas from me.
Okay. Well, Jim, if you're on, props. And
now, 3M, while I'm waiting, at least I know I'm getting 4% for my money, right?
Exactly.
And they're going to be the first one to have the home saliva test. You want to do a little side bet on that? They're the first one to get an FDA approved home saliva test.
You think they're going to get it before Ford Motor Company?
Yep.
That's my Kodak joke of the week.
I understood it. But they're going to get it before Royal Caribbean cruise line.
Yeah. You know something? You're probably right. Well, but remember the technical aspect of it is still going to go through CDM.
I'm telling you, they hooked up with MIT. They're going to crank it out real fast.
Okay.
Not that it'll mean a lot to their bottom line because it's everyone and their brother is going to be taking that saliva test at home.
Well, didn't I read that sorry, see our I'm losing my brain.
Diagnostics. You're trying to get CODX out, right?
Yes, I am. That they've been involved in a saliva test.
Yeah, but theirs I think requires their contraption to read it.
Well, right, exactly. You need somebody to actually take the sample and then something else to analyze the sample.
So it's great.
CODX is in the analyst part.
But it's great at work. People at work can spit as they come in the door, and then a few hours later, they know the result.
Right. Yeah.
But I do think 3M is going to be very quick with the saliva test.
Okay.
That's my news of the day. 3M for spitting.
All right. Well, what about in terms of the technicals? What are you seeing here?
The technicals. This is not a bad looking green candle, is it? Not at all. So
that whole business is off the trend line.
And it's off the trend line, and it's also a turnaround. So I like this green candle a lot, but I would look to enter or add more in the middle. I have too much to add more, but if other people want to, they can. And of course, they have to do their own due diligence because our opinions, that doesn't mean much. It's our own opinions.
My bank account could attest to that.
It's our own lousy opinions, and of course Kramer likes them.
Yeah, well, he's got to have his own disclaimers. He has a special disclaimer at CNBC. They don't talk about David Faber. They don't talk about anybody else, but they say in between commercials during the bumper, Jim Cramer's opinions are his own. I think they need to do that legally for the last 15 years.
No, he copied that from me. He copies everything.
There you go.
Yeah,
well, look, the best artists steal from the best artists.
So I do think it's possible to pick up 3M cheaper if you're interested in holding it for the long term.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's at a bargain price right now.
Yeah, I keep adding.
Assuming your line is meaningful, which I think it is.
I don't know if I should add any more. I got a lot of it.
I probably have a little bit of room in my portfolio.
Yeah.
Now that all these speculative plays are biting me in the butt, I want to go back to my sort of.
So Dr. J says if you want to buy an entry point, 153.64.
Sounds good.
Walmart, another one I own a lot. A ton of Walmart. It didn't make me happy today.
And why is that? I didn't see any news on Walmart today.
I don't read the news. Does a technician read the news?
No, the technician does not read the news. The technician makes sure his.
And that's basically because I was too lazy to read the news. A lazy technician definitely.
And I was still getting over the whole blackout that we had on Long.
I was picking up all the shrubbery, cleaning up.
Yes. My backyard still looks a little bit worse for wear.
Yeah. So I like the support, but the support is at 127.58. I love that support line. It takes away the fear. It takes away the fear from Dr. J. So even though I own a ton of this, with earnings, when is earnings? A couple of weeks?
Oh,
Dividend is in a couple of weeks, right?
Let me take a
Dividend
look.
in a couple of weeks.
They did earnings relatively recently, so they're not due for a while yet.
But the dividend is in a couple of weeks. So I wouldn't be against adding here, figuring I have a pretty good floor right here. So I just have a thing for Walmart. I think it's going to take off by the end of the year.
You know, and again, not to be too fundamental about things, but if we have to sit at home again during the winter, that's going to certainly mean a lot for Walmart.
Yep. Walmart is competing with Amazon tooth and nail.
They're the second best play in that, in my opinion.
Yeah, they're very, very good. All right, so Dr. J is bullish on Walmart, bullish on 3M. I haven't sold a single share of 3M or Walmart. I just keep adding. I did sell all my APT, however, but then I bought back.
That makes one of us.
I bought back half of it between yesterday and today.
Well, it's at a bargain price now. It's back down to around 18 and change.
Yeah, I bought it. I picked it up at like 18.50, I think. No, 18.22. I paid very little.
That's a $10 drop from the high on Monday.
I picked it up yesterday at 20.40 or something like that, and today at 18.
No.
So my average is about 19 and a quarter.
I was able to get rid of a little bit of it at around 27.50, and I was happy to do that. But you know, I
felt that putting it slow in the proper place today, the middle of this green candle. I like that. So I like where it put in it slow. There was not much volume today. It was a day of selling, but not much volume. So let's see what it does tomorrow.
We still have two other events to keep an eye out. When Lake announces their report or their earnings, and it ends up being some decent news, APT is going to rise up in sympathy. And then in 3 months, when APT announces its own earnings, I
bought some more APT and more Lake today as well. I told you about APT.
Lake is still actually of the two this week. I mean, yeah, obviously except for the spike, Lake looks like it might be the one to buy now because they have the next earnings.
Remember when APT had bad earnings? Lake was up big that day, so I sold maybe 15-20% of my Lake, and I started to buy it back. So I sold very, very high. What was it? Up around 24.50. I sold or more.
Yeah, I mean your average entry price was a lot lower than mine, so you had
I started buying since 12.
Yeah. No, I didn't really stop buying until the low 20s, so there was no reason for me to stop playing games. So I'm just going to wait till next earnings.
To me, this was I'm not happy about the down day, but it was an opportunity for me to add on APT. That's how I view it.
Yeah. Confucius is happy with all this volatility in Lake and APT, so he's been actually doing okay for himself.
Doug Smith and Marty, two of the friends that I respect all of us. They're very high on PRPO, another one of these saliva tests, but it has to be developed and read in the laboratory. So that I don't love. 24-hour service, so to speak, turnaround. They're a Canadian company, but they do their manufacturing in Maine. That's strange, right? Just like Alpha Protect, they're a Canadian company, and they manufacture the masks in the States somewhere. I don't know where. I don't know why they do that.
Well, it's not like Canada's got much of a. It's not China. It's Canada. I mean, how much more? How much cheaper is labor in Canada than in the United States?
I guess. So the chart doesn't tell you much. You had that big spike on the news. This is a company that every 3 years reverse splits 10 for 1, 10 to 1, and then dilutes. So it's not a great company historically. And they always have something in the hopper that doesn't happen. So they're testing a lab. They're a lab. And will it happen this time? I don't know.
Like a rave from Dr. J.
It happened for Novavax. Novavax was perennially $4, and now it's $180 or wherever the heck it is.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, anything is possible. I hate to use this expression, but every dog has its day, right?
I'll take your word for it. Is that one of those these opinions are Dr. J's and only Dr. J's?
That's a stock market expression going back to 1949.
Every dog of the Dow has its day.
Every dog has its day. And this one certainly looks like a dog, so maybe it's going to have
exactly right. It needs its day. Well, that is actually a.
It's hanging around support.
Familiar looking chart. I think we're on a stock that has an exact.
I'm looking at the 15-minute chart. You realize?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get that. You need to break it down to see all that activity.
Now here's the daily again. And
that big green bar doesn't see very much.
Yeah. So basically, this chart is not telling me much. If you believe that they're going to pull it off, they said in their press release. When was it? Monday? No. When was that big green candle? That was Wednesday, Thursday, whatever it was. They said in that press release that they're going to charge $45 a test, and they can handle anywhere between 1,000 and 10,000 a day. And this is a company worth 40 million, so in market cap. So if you multiply that out, let's say they get the $50 times 10,000 tests a day. That's a lot of moolah.
Yeah, but they're not going to be the primary player.
That's a half.
Like you said, 3M is going to eat their lunch.
I agree. I don't think they'll ever see this test. Will never happen. But in case it does, you get rich. Just in case it does.
Right. Some of our friends are wondering whether or not CVM is on the docket.
Sure. I sold nearly half my CVM, and I still have way too much.
Way too much. It's still hanging in the doldrums of the 12 and changes. Is there any reason to believe that all of this time is taking away from the probability of good news? Even your 50-50.
Probably not. It's certainly getting me more nervous. You're making tremendous noise.
Right.
Noise City. This is an interesting candle today. Big spike and a big pullback.
What is this one? Success Entertainment?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that. It was a pretty big spike. Yeah.
Well,
the low was 6 days. The high was. I don't like to get involved with these little. I'm going to pass on giving an opinion on this one.
Fair enough. What is this? Is this a gambling play?
What were some of the others?
Well, I'll go through the list. Well, why don't you talk about CVM? I'll put CVM up while I'm looking. Sorry,
Yuck is yucky. Well, yeah, I can sum it up in one word: yuck.
Yucky poo. That's your favorite word.
This is a yucky food downtrend all the way.
It really looks like it. I know. I know. So, but again,
Look at that trend line down. That's a yucky poo. Straight down.
So, that whole idea of between 12 and 14 while waiting for news seems to be losing steam.
It better find support at the 200, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, you're right. It might be bail time.
I don't know what's going on. I get with each passing day, I get more and more nervous. I said maybe I still have too much, and probably I do because I still have my finger on the sell button almost every day. And the reason for it is butterflies in the tummy. So I want to cure my butterflies. I still think it's even money, and I still think you're getting great odds, but I don't know. I don't know has got me worried. Worried enough to take some. There's still big profits for me in CBM. I hate to see them disappear.
What is your average in about?
What is wrong with your connection? It's
Maybe
giving us. You're making it unbearable. What are you doing? Leave and come back.
See, is this any better?
Totally better. There's no more static.
This has got to be worse, I imagine.
I opened my mouth too quick, of course.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Well, it's trying to put it on a positive note. It's trying to put in a bottom over the last 4 days. And it didn't take out the low from Friday.
Look, while it's above 12, I'm still a happy camper.
Yeah. It didn't take out the low from Friday, which was, what was it? 1183. So as long as that holds, I think I'm not going to sell anymore. I've been selling enough. If that doesn't hold, I might sell a little more. Even with the thought of buying back. I don't know where this thing goes if it breaks the 200. You're looking at support right around here. That's low, $8, Well, there's also support down here at about 1030, and some more support about right here at about 9.5. So you have various levels of support, but I'd rather that 200 hold. 200 doesn't hold, I'll probably sell a little. I've been selling here and there anyway, so I might sell a little more if that 200 doesn't hold. BCRX, right? AEMD, BCRX, what do you want?
It's not really about me, but I think the next one would be AEMD.
Okay. I think something good is going to happen here. I like the candles the last 3 days. Now, it's also partly a gut feeling, but it's also partly the beginning of a cup and handle pattern. It's coming up, coming up. Now it's beginning to form the cup. So let's assume it continues on there, that route. Takes this 250 and 249 out. I like it. Plus, I'm very suspicious that no news is sometimes good news, and it hasn't given up the ghost. It's trading okay. 211. 211 is okay. Hasn't collapsed. I like AEMD. I always did. Not always did, but I like it. Recent vintage. Made some money on it the last time. Hope to make some money on it again. Let's look at BCRX. I was tempted a number of times to unload this one, at least partially, because I don't like charts like BCRX. Every time it gives you some hope, it gives you pause the very next day. So we had some hope on Monday, and then it gives us pause on Tuesday and more pause on Wednesday. It's not the happiest of stocks. Looked like maybe we're going to try to make a break of this downward trend line, but it didn't happen. We did have a similar case back here in June, where it broke out of that negative Zoom channel, and it went all the way up to $6, only to collapse again. So if you like, here we have it, A, B, but we're not quite at C yet. I don't know. What I want is this to hold. That's what Dr. J would his big request at that line, that low hold. If that low don't hold, I'm bailing about 50%. So you're looking at 385, I think I said was my line in the sand. Yeah. 385 is my line in the sand. Okay, BCRX hasn't changed for me. Still a bearish tone to it. We're awaiting news. Meanwhile, slow bleed. Hopefully not beyond this key support level. So let's hope. I don't want to have to sell half at 380 or something like that. So let's hope this level holds. BCRX, I'm into the let's hope. You back spike. I don't know what happened. Yeah, spike. BCRX, I'm hoping, as opposed to charting. I shouldn't use that word, hope, because it's not in a chartist vocabulary, but it's in my vocabulary. I hope it doesn't break 385.
Well, we're hanging on our head on a lot of hope.
Yeah, look, I mean, this one, I wouldn't still be in it if not for Jake's conviction. And Jake, I owe you one if this one makes it. And don't worry about if it doesn't, because I do my own due diligence, right? Right, Professor Spike?
Yes.
We do our own due diligence around here.
Right, Jake's opinion, it means a lot, but it doesn't mean everything.
No. Jake is just another smart guy, and just like you and me. There are a lot of smart people around, and just being
Yeah.
smart doesn't mean you're right.
Exactly.
And it doesn't mean you're right all the time. Look at Jiggly. He's smart, and he's wrong sometimes. He may not be wrong about CVM. He sold CVM at 5, saying it's a pig, and he doesn't want to hold 5,000 shares of it. So far, you're wrong, Jiggly, but who knows? You might be right in the end. BioChris. But don't call a stock a pig. I shouldn't call it a dog, and you shouldn't call it a pig. Fair enough?
It's fair to me, sir.
I mean, why should we put negative?
I've never used either word in regards to BCRX.
Yeah,
BCRX is going to make me rich, I hope.
you know something? You never know which stock is going to make you rich, but it could be. To me, the surest bets that I could have made last week were Lake APT and what was the other one I mentioned? Lake APT and Co-Diagnostics. I wound up having to sell a little of all of them because I felt they were topping. But I wasn't totally wrong. Yeah, I wasn't totally wrong except for APT. You might put me in the totally wrong camp. Any other? ATHX? You missed my AEMD? It has a beginning of a cup and handle pattern. Of course,
What are we looking at now? All right, this is
you can see cup and handles all over the place if you so choose to.
Well, let's see. So this one, again, we've been hoping for a big breakout out of 3, and it hasn't been giving us that.
Yeah, and I got really annoyed at it when it broke this low here of 262. When it broke that, I said, I got to make sure I don't have more than whatever number of shares I have. I got discouraged. So I got pretty discouraged.
Now in terms of the head and neck, some news should be coming out soon enough, don't we think?
On the head and neck cancer trial for CVM?
Oh no, sorry. Athersys was ARDS, and
odds race and ischemic stroke.
And ischemic stroke. I'm sorry.
I
keep getting my maladies mixed up.
You know, the interesting thing is AEMD is starting a head and neck cancer trial.
Yeah, I saw that.
Isn't that weird?
Yes. Everything comes full circle.
Yeah, it's very weird. So we're flirting again with this 262 level. A clean break of the 262 level would be agonizing, as it's likely to go down and test 216. That's why I had to cut my holdings dramatically. So in other words, if it makes a clean break, no part of the candle touches 262, that's big trouble.
Oh. Now, did this one did not have its earnings yet, right?
No, this week, isn't it?
Yes, this week.
It barely made my rule. It touched 262 on Friday, barely.
Right.
So, I mean, it's this one I'm getting close to selling half of my half. With the possibility that it might run as low as 2 220, 216.
Now, are you likely to, once this happens, are you likely to bail on it, or are you likely to buy it back at a lower level?
Oh, I always plan on buying it back.
So you're really not abandoning it. You're just looking for some way to play off the price movement.
I have to lock in profits too, you know?
Well, at least one of us does, right?
Yeah. I
I just
can't
keep I just keep taking the ride.
can't just squander profits.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. I mean, if there's going to be definite movements in the channel,
Dr. J doesn't like red on his screen. It's kind of like the institutions. They don't like red. I'm like an institution. I don't like red.
you're not going to lose your job if you show a little red here and there.
That's true.
Besides, you got plenty of green to dollar average down.
But if I have to sell something, I'm going to sell the red stuff. For one thing, I have too many tax gains and I have to offset it.
Right, that's a big problem for you, isn't it?
This year it is, not every year.
Yeah, well,
It's a good kind of problem.
fine.
Amazon.com, we didn't look at it.
We
What
didn't,
other
you also have a
what
request
other
AP.
what other requests were there?
ADAP.
Okay. Amazon had a nice day today, didn't it?
I didn't look today.
3205 at the close. Looks like it's starting a new uptrend, well, a continuation of the uptrend.
Well,
It came off a very sharp low, and it's been very strong since the 24th of July. Very strong.
you got a channel between what, around 2,800 and 3,200?
Yeah. But right now, it looks like it wants to go. If it takes out Friday's high of 32.46, I think it's going to take out the high of the 13th, 33.44, make new all-time highs. So we're very close to new all-time highs on Amazon.com. It's back to its old ways of going up, up, up,
Yeah,
up.
knows how to defy gravity. Because when the general stock market goes up, it goes up in sympathy. And when the general stock market goes down because of COVID, it rises because this is the best fight in terms of COVID play. In terms of when COVID keeps you in your house, Amazon makes money.
It's such a beautiful chart, you know?
Well, it was a beautiful chart when it was going up, 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 up.
Well, it looks like it's going to do it again.
Yeah.
32.40 was the high on 721. 32.46 was a higher high. So we don't even have a double top because this high is higher than this high. So it's not even a double top. It's nothing but bullish. Very bullish chart.
If I had the money to agree with you, I would agree with you.
You know, I sold half. I shouldn't have.
You might have a shot. You might have a shot around $3,000.
Look, I don't care. I'll ride the other half up.
You're right, exactly. I'm sure the other half is relatively substantial.
Yeah, I guess. What was the other one?
ADAP.
I looked at this once. What is it, antiviral?
Not sure, actually. I would know once I saw the name. But I'm just looking at what the crowd wants.
Yeah, well, it had that huge spike. Had a huge spike, and then it's playing way above that gap since that huge spike. So the huge spike came on, what day was that? May 29th.
Wow.
And we've been playing way above the $4 or $5 level that it spiked from. So it doesn't appear we want to revisit that, but we did do some consolidating. This looks like an excellent, I don't know what the heck they do, but it looks like an excellent time to get back in if we took profits on it.
I mean, if you think there's a little parabola going there, you're right. This is it's going to move up again.
Yeah, it looks good. I don't know why I keep drawing the wrong flavor lines. I want to draw a horizontal line. Actually, I could draw both the regular line this way and then the
Right.
horizontal line that way. But let's draw the horizontal.
Draw the horizontal line straight across and the vertical line.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't see a danger of filling in that gap. I don't see it either, actually.
It doesn't look like it wants to.
No, I don't see it either. Although that very last red, we got to see.
Doesn't mean it won't.
Doesn't mean it won't.
But it has solid support at 830, and we're not that much above that now. What was its high? Its high was 1340. Wow.
Magnificent Answer says that ADAP is an anti-cancer play.
Anti-cancer. Well, they must have something really good in the pipeline the way it spiked.
Well, it had to announce something in May.
Yeah. And like I said, it looks like basically a consolidation's been going on. So let's draw the line from here.
I don't disagree.
Now I want a regular line, not a horizontal one. One that runs the angle. Draw it right from here.
Get a little skeptical, and then when it comes out, you're like, "Oh yeah, there it is." So please draw away.
All right. No matter how I draw this triangle, we're playing on the other side of the descending trend line. At least we're playing on the other side of it, even though it went below it. And the good news is, if you move this out to here, we're playing above the line. So I think this is ready to break out.
You might have a little entry at that line that you just put in.
Yeah. So 837 support.
Yeah.
Okay.
Around 830.
Yeah. So we're going to stop right here. Go back.
Okay.
I know I couldn't take every request.
We got a lot.
Yeah.
Jimmy wanted your opinion on tandem, but I know you could actually see your comments now.
Geron is, blood cancer, MF, and what they call that? Fibrosis, the bone marrow, and MF. I forget the initials, MDS and MF. And I like Geron for the long haul, but I didn't have the patience to stay with it. Oh, Sint. We didn't do Sint.
Oh, it's about Sint.
I forgot. I'll do it.
Okay, yeah, we have some time.
SINT, and we'll call it quits.
Okay. Some people are saying that it might be worth looking at tandem, but I think it's just people are just teasing each other about that one.
They want to tease Jigglypuff.
Exactly.
Well, it broke out of its consolidation pattern, and now it's come back down, probably to what looks like support. I don't know what they do either.
Talking about Sint, what is?
But this is a normal pullback. I wouldn't be wrong.
Now we can see your chart, Dr. J.
I wouldn't be alarmed by this pullback at all.
Jiggly's upset with my technology. You're no more upset with my technology than I am, believe me.
Yeah.
It works. It's this kind of thing where it works until the show starts, and then it stops working. And it's
I like 253 as support, exactly where it closed.
I promised my wife I wouldn't shave until the summer's over, so I'm sorry about that.
Okay. So I like 253 as support, and I also like the 9-day as support at about 240 maybe 235. So I think we're, if we break the 9-day, it could be a little trouble. Then you might be looking at the low of the day here, $1.88. Yeah, so I would look for this to be my line in the sand.
You'll have to tell us because we can't see it.
That would be my line in the sand.
Let me see. I don't even know.
If I wanted to buy it, I would buy it right now. It looks like that either it's going to make it or not right now. So I think it's at a critical juncture right now. Did I not share screen?
Well, no, you didn't share screen. But we got the bottom line. If you want to throw it on, the bottom line.
All right, look, sorry I forgot to share screen, but I gave you my analysis.
Right. So
that's it for tonight. Jigglypuff is funny.
Yeah, he is. He is. Well, we're all hoping for. We're all crossing our fingers for BCRX.
I think I think the heat's got us all.
With a big. Let's see.
All right, so that's it. We're going to call it a night. I'll talk to you over the weekend.
Yeah, we'll see you on Friday. By then, maybe.
Take care, everybody. I'll talk to you. I'll see you Friday, probably. All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.